Even though people knew things were getting bad due to the decline in the stock market, they had no idea that they would be in an economic decline for over 10 years.
During the month of October, stock prices began to rise due to the middle class starting to invest in stocks. The upper class began worry and started to pull their money out of their stocks on October 29, 1929, when the stock market crashed. On the 24th, $30 billion was lost, and people called this Black Tuesday. Herbert Hoover swore to the people for 60 days that the worst had come and it was only going to get better by 1930. About 3.2 million people were unemployed, and minorities were usually the first to go. To save money, the government did not mint coins. In addition, women drew lines down their legs to imitate the looks of stockings.
In January of 1931, Congressman Wright Patman introduced bonus funds to the veterans of World War I. But Hoover disagreed. Veterans came to the White House yard and camped out there. Veterans and family would not leave until Hoover decided to pass the bill. The next month, Hoover decided that he would not comply with their demands, and he offered that if they leave now, he would give them $100,000 in total for their journeys home. Those who would not comply were removed by force, and 4 ended up dying. Around this time, the Depression was at its peak, and by February, food riots broke out. 6,024 Mexicans were deported. The New York Bank also crashed with $200 million in deposits. The RFC was established, and it lended $2 million to banks, and it also lended money to needy states.
November of the same year, President Herbert Hoover lost in the election to FDR in a landslide. About 22.8 million people for FDR and about 15.8 million people for President Hoover. FDR blamed bad money lenders and generation of self-seekers for the decline of the Depression, as we talked about in class. In May, the Federal Relief Administration, Harry Hopkins on the first day, issued $5 million in grants. This was the start of FDR creating the 43 alphabet agencies, each assigned to help make progress in the Depression. Around this time, unemployment was at its highest at 25%.
Almost a year later, FDR created a 4-day bank holiday. It began the Emergency Bank Act of 1933. It was designed to get America back up on its feet again. By March 12th, FDR began using fireside chats, which in this, he would talk to the public and get their opinions on current situations. At this time, he would also norted the nation off of the gold standard. By June, the Glass-Steagall Act separated commercial banks from investment banks, which was another way to get banks on their feet again, separated and working individually. A month later, a dust bowl swept across the Middle West for 3 days with an estimate of 350 tons of soil spread all over. It lasted from 1930 to 1935, and it forced people to migrate out of the affected states, leaving more people homeless in shantytowns, which are places where homeless people stay together and live.
In April of 1933, the Workers' Progress Administration created highways, roads, homes, and bridges. A part of those new constructions are the Golden Gate Bridge, the Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building, and Rockefeller Center. 1 month later, the Social Security Act, which is the alphabet agency, was created to help save people for retirement. With this, the government could borrow money from people who had it and assist people needing to save retirement. And as a person gets older, it goes along with them.
The elections came up again, and FDR was re-elected in November of 1940, beating Wendell Willkie for a 3rd term. During FDR's presidency, he was able to create the alphabet agencies. Among these agencies are Social Security, FDIC, FDRA, the CCC, the Workers' Progress Administration, and many more. These programs were all a part of the New Deal plan. In this plan, FDR was able to create immediate relief for problems during the Depression. Though some may believe this ended the Depression, in my opinion, it only temporarily relieved problems. The U.S. preparing to enter World War II is what, in my opinion, officially ended this period of time known as the Great Depression.